Have you ever considered how walking, something so ordinary and often taken for granted, can be one of the most profound forms of medicine for the aging body? It is not merely a means of getting from one place to another, but a dialogue with our muscles, joints, cardiovascular system, and even the brain itself. Each step is a subtle mechanical symphony, an orchestration of movement that has been refined over millennia of human evolution. When we walk, our legs engage in a carefully coordinated pattern of contraction and relaxation. The quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, and gluteal muscles work in harmony, pulling the skeletal structure forward while absorbing impact. The tendons and ligaments stretch and recoil, acting as natural springs that dissipate energy efficiently and protect the joints from sudden shocks. The beauty of this process is that it is low impact. The forces on the knees, hips, and spine are distributed in a way that allows the body to move gracefully, without overstressing delicate tissues that may have begun to lose elasticity with age. Each step sends a gentle message to the muscles, signaling them that they are still needed, still capable, still alive in their function and purpose. It is a form of conversation that is both physiological and philosophical, reminding us that movement is as much about sustaining life as it is about living it. Beneath the visible action of walking, a hidden network of systems is engaged in a quiet, yet critical, process. The cardiovascular system, in particular, responds with remarkable precision. Every step the foot strikes the ground triggers the contraction of the calf muscles, which acts as a secondary pump to assist blood returning to the heart. This subtle mechanism enhances venous circulation and reduces the risk of blood pooling, a common concern in older adults. As the heart receives this consistent return flow, it adjusts its output to match the body's demand, which over time strengthens cardiac efficiency. Walking at a moderate pace increases heart rate just enough to stimulate cardiovascular adaptation without overtaxing the heart or elevating blood pressure to dangerous levels. Oxygen-rich blood courses through the body, delivering nutrients and removing metabolic waste from tissues that might otherwise accumulate if circulation slowed due to inactivity. It is a gentle but persistent reinforcement of one of the most fundamental principles of health: motion sustains function, and function, in turn, sustains life. At the same time, walking engages the respiratory system in a rhythm that is both natural and restorative. Inhalation draws oxygen into the lungs, where it diffuses into the bloodstream, and exhalation removes carbon dioxide, the byproduct of cellular respiration. For seniors, whose lung tissue may have lost some elasticity and whose diaphragm may move less efficiently with age, walking provides a continuous stimulus that maintains pulmonary health. This is particularly important because even subtle improvements in oxygen delivery can support energy production at the cellular level. Cells rely on oxygen to generate adenosine triphosphate, the molecule that powers every contraction, every heartbeat, every thought. With each stride, the lungs work in tandem with the cardiovascular system to ensure that energy production remains as robust as possible. Despite the natural decline that can accompany aging, walking, therefore, is not just a mechanical action, it is an exercise in sustaining vitality at the microscopic level, a conscious negotiation with the very essence of what keeps the body alive. The skeletal system also experiences subtle but meaningful benefits from regular walking. While it might seem that weight-bearing activities would be taxing for older bones, walking offers just the right level of stress to stimulate bone remodeling. Osteoblasts, the cells responsible for building new bone tissue, respond to the gentle loading of the skeleton by depositing minerals and reinforcing structure. Over time, this helps maintain bone density and reduces the risk of fractures, particularly in the hips and spine. The vertebrae, in particular, benefit from the alternating compression and decompression that occurs with each step, which nourishes the intervertebral discs. These discs, largely composed of water and collagen, rely on movement to facilitate the exchange of nutrients and waste products. Without this cyclical pressure, discs can become dehydrated and more prone to degeneration. Walking, in its simplicity, provides a natural therapy for the spine, a slow and deliberate massage that supports structural integrity and spinal health. Beyond the purely physical, walking also nurtures the brain and nervous system in ways that are both measurable and deeply subtle. Neurologically, each step requires coordination, balance, and spatial awareness, engaging the cerebellum, motor cortex, and sensory pathways simultaneously. The repetitive motion of walking stimulates neural circuits, encouraging neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections and maintain cognitive function. Research has shown that regular walking enhances memory retention, improves mood, and can even reduce the risk of neurodegenerative conditions over time. The rhythmic, meditative quality of walking encourages the release of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, which influence emotional well-being, motivation, and overall mental resilience. Walking becomes a form of contemplative practice without the need for intentional meditation, a way to harmonize body and mind through the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other. There is also an element of sensory enrichment inherent in walking, particularly when it is done outdoors. Exposure to natural light regulates circadian rhythms, helping seniors maintain sleep patterns that are often disrupted with age. Visual stimulation, the shifting landscapes, and the gentle sounds of the environment engage the brain in dynamic processing, supporting attention and perceptual acuity. Even tactile feedback, the feel of the ground beneath the feet, the sway of the body in response to terrain, and the subtle adjustments made to maintain balance, contributes to proprioception, the body's sense of its own position in space. This ongoing sensory dialogue helps prevent falls, supports coordination, and reinforces confidence in movement. Ultimately, walking exemplifies a principle that is central to understanding healthy aging. The body thrives when it is engaged in consistent, purposeful, low-impact activity. It does not require complex machinery, expensive equipment, or high-intensity regimens. It requires only the willingness to move and the patience to allow biological systems to respond over time. The act of walking, simple as it may appear, orchestrates an intricate bollet of muscles, boves, and blood vessels, all collaborating to maintain vitality, balance, and resilience. It is an invitation to reconnect with the body, to honor its capacity to adapt, and to participate actively in one of the most accessible yet profound forms of self-care. Even for those who feel hesitant, for whom mobility is limited or joints are sensitive, walking can be adapted, shorter distances, supportive footwear, or the use of a cane if necessary, all modifications that preserve the benefits while minimizing strain. The essential truth remains. Each step is a signal to the body that it is not forgotten, that it is still capable of remarkable function, and that even in the later decades of life, the simple rhythm of walking can sustain health, nurture resilience, and foster a quiet but profound joy in the embodiment of motion. Imagine stepping into water and feeling your body become lighter, almost as if gravity has loosened its hold. For seniors, water-based exercise is not merely a novelty or leisure activity, it is a profound intervention for health that simultaneously engages muscles, joints, and the cardiovascular system in a supportive environment. The physical properties of water, particularly buoyancy and resistance, create conditions that are uniquely suited to aging bodies. Buoyancy reduces the effective weight of the body, which in turn minimizes stress on the hips, knees, and spine. What might feel challenging on land, lifting a leg, bending a joint, or maintaining balance, becomes accessible in water, allowing seniors to move more freely and confidently. The reduction of joint stress is particularly important because as we age, cartilage thins and synovial fluid, which lubricates the joints, may decrease. Water acts as a natural cushion, dispersing forces that would otherwise strain vulnerable tissues and cause discomfort or injury. In this way, the environment itself participates in the exercise, providing both support and gentle resistance, encouraging safe movement without the fear of pain or overexertion. At the muscular level, water offers a dynamic form of resistance that engages both major and stabilizing muscles. Unlike weights, which provide resistance primarily in one direction, water resists motion from all angles, requiring continuous adjustment by muscles to maintain control and posture. Each movement through water, whether a slow kick, arm sweep, or rotation, stimulates multiple muscle groups simultaneously, promoting functional strength that is directly transferable to daily activities. This multi-directional resistance also encourages balanced muscle development, which is critical for seniors, as muscular imbalances can contribute to poor posture, joint stress, and increased risk of falls. Even gentle movements such as walking in chest, Deep water require the activation of core muscles to maintain stability, engaging the abdominals, lower back, and hip stabilizers in a coordinated effort that improves overall strength and functional mobility. The muscles work in harmony with the fluid medium, learning to exert force without strain, building endurance and tone in a manner that is inherently safe. Cardiovascular health also benefits uniquely from water-based exercise. Immersion in water, particularly at moderate depths, exerts hydrostatic pressure on the body, which gently compresses the veins and assists venous return to the heart. This natural compression reduces the heart's workload while improving circulation, promoting oxygen delivery to tissues and enhancing the efficiency of the cardiovascular system. The resistance provided by water further challenges the heart and lungs, increasing heart rate and respiratory demand in a controlled, low-impact way. Over time, regular aquatic exercise strengthens cardiac output, improves blood pressure regulation, and enhances lung capacity, all without placing the joints under the repeated impact typical of land-based cardio activities like running or jogging. The combination of buoyancy, resistance, and hydrostatic pressure creates a unique physiological environment where the body can gain cardiovascular benefit while avoiding the cumulative stress that might exacerbate age-related joint or bone conditions. Another remarkable advantage of water exercise is its effect on balance and stability. Balance tends to decline with age due to changes in muscle strength, sensory perception, and neural coordination. Practicing movements in water challenges the body to stabilize against constantly shifting resistance, requiring subtle adjustments in posture and alignment. Unlike the abrupt consequences of a misstep on land, the water environment provides a forgiving medium that allows seniors to explore new ranges of motion and practice balance without fear of injury. Even simple movements such as stepping forward or stepping in a pool demand coordination of multiple muscle groups and continuous feedback from the nervous system, stimulating proprioception, the body's awareness of its position in space. Over time, this practice enhances neuromuscular control, improving balance and confidence in land-based activities as well. Water is simultaneously a training ground and a safety net, allowing the body to learn and adapt in a gentle, encouraging way. Flexibility also responds positively to aquatic environments. The supportive properties of water make it easier for seniors to stretch muscles and joints beyond what might be comfortable on land. Movements like arm circles, leg lifts, or gentle rotations are facilitated by the buoyancy of water, which reduces gravitational pull and allows the body to move more freely through its natural range of motion. This kind of dynamic stretching, performed in a fluid medium, nourishes the connective tissues and helps maintain joint mobility, reducing stiffness and the limitations associated with aging. The temperature of the water can also play a role in muscle relaxation, as slightly warmer water increases blood flow to tissues, loosening muscles and preparing them for movement. As a result, flexibility and functional range of motion improve in a way that complements strength and balance gains, creating a more holistic benefit for overall movement capacity. Mental and emotional health is another dimension where aquatic exercise proves invaluable. The sensory experience of water, its temperature, buoyancy, and the soothing sound of movement has a calming effect on the nervous system, reducing stress and promoting a sense of well-being. Seniors who participate in water-based classes often report improved mood, increased energy, and reduced anxiety, which is reflected in both physiological markers such as lowered cortisol levels and subjective experiences of mental clarity. The social dimension of pool activities also enhances engagement, as group classes provide a sense of community and connection that can counteract isolation, which is a common concern among older adults. In this way, water-based exercise supports not only the body but the mind, creating a comprehensive environment for healthy aging. Adaptability is another key advantage of water exercise. The depth of immersion can be adjusted to control the intensity of the workout, making it suitable for individuals with varying levels of mobility or health conditions. Those with severe arthritis, balance difficulties, or post-surgical limitations can benefit from partial immersion, while more capable seniors may engage in deeper water or add equipment such as flotation devices or resistance paddles to increase challenge. This flexibility ensures that aquatic exercise is inclusive and scalable, allowing participants to progress safely at their own pace. Even gentle movements repeated consistently can yield significant improvements in strength, endurance, and overall functional ability. In essence, water-based exercise embodies a harmonious relationship between environment and physiology, providing an ideal platform for seniors to maintain and enhance physical health. It simultaneously nurtures the muscles, joints, cardiovascular system, balance, flexibility, and mental well-being, all while respecting the limitations that come with aging. The combination of buoyancy, resistance, hydrostatic pressure, and sensory engagement creates conditions that allow the body to move efficiently, safely, and with purpose. In a pool, seniors can explore their own capacities, rebuild strength, maintain cardiovascular health, and regain confidence in movement without the fear of injury or undue strain. Water becomes both a medium and a mentor, teaching the body to move with ease, adapt with resilience, and continue thriving in the later stages of life. There is a quiet intelligence in yoga, a form of movement that transcends the purely physical. It enters into a dialogue with the body's tissues, the nervous system, and the rhythm of breath. For seniors, yoga is not about performing extreme postures or bending the body into shapes seen in magazines, but about discovering the subtle capacity of muscles, joints, and connective tissues to stretch, strengthen, and communicate. Aging brings with it changes that are often gradual and imperceptible. Fascia, the network of connective tissue that envelopes muscles and organs, tends to become less elastic, joints may stiffen, and muscles gradually lose tone and coordination. Yoga provides a scientifically grounded way to counteract these changes, gently stimulating tissue remodeling, improving flexibility, and enhancing neuromuscular awareness, all while promoting calm and clarity of mind. Every movement in yoga, even the simplest stretch, is a conversation with the body, a request for it to lengthen, engage, and respond. When a senior raises an arm overhead or extends a leg in a seated stretch, multiple physiological processes are set in motion. The muscles and fascia experience mechanical tension, which signals cells to reorganize their internal structures and improve elasticity. Collagen fibers, which provide structural support to tissues, respond to sustained yet gentle stretching by aligning along lines of force, improving tissue strength and pliability. This process is not instantaneous, but over time, it allows the body to move more freely and reduces stiffness that can otherwise limit daily activities. Even simple rotations of the spine or gentle bends forward can nourish intervertebral discs by promoting fluid movement into these structures, which is critical for maintaining spinal health and cushioning the vertebrae. In this sense, yoga is not only exercise but a maintenance protocol, a way to communicate with tissues that otherwise might grow rigid and unresponsive. Breathing in yoga is equally important as the movements themselves. Controlled, deliberate breath activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch of the nervous system responsible for relaxation and recovery. As seniors inhale and exhale deeply, heart rate tends to slow, blood pressure decreases, and stress hormones such as cortisol are reduced. This physiological shift is significant because chronic stress contributes to inflammation, muscle tension, and a decline in metabolic function, all of which can accelerate age-related physical decline. By coupling movement with mindful breathing, yoga creates an integrated system in which the body is gently challenged, the nervous system is soothed, and the mind is calmed. Over time, these patterns of breath and movement reinforce each other, establishing habits that improve resilience, reduce anxiety, and foster a sense of well-being. Balance is another subtle yet profound benefit of yoga for seniors. Many of the postures, even when performed seated or supported, require coordination, proprioception, and awareness of the body's center of gravity. Standing poses, gentle weight shifts, or movements on one leg encourage the brain and muscles to communicate efficiently, strengthening neural pathways that control stability. For older adults who may be at risk of falls due to diminished proprioception or muscle weakness, these exercises serve as preventive training. The brain learns to predict and adjust to changes in body position, while the muscles develop the fine-tuned strength necessary for balance. Unlike high-impact exercises that challenge the body abruptly, yoga challenges it gradually, teaching patience, awareness, and confidence in movement, allowing seniors to regain a sense of control over their bodies in both practice and daily life. Flexibility is perhaps the most immediately perceptible benefit of yoga. yet it extends far beyond the sensation of muscles loosening. As muscles and fascia lengthen through gentle stretching, the surrounding tissues become more receptive to movement, reducing the likelihood of strain or injury in everyday activities. Improved flexibility also enhances joint range of motion, which supports functional tasks such as reaching, bending, and walking. Scientific studies have shown that even moderate improvements in flexibility can lead to better posture, reduced pain, and increased independence among older adults. Each stretch in yoga is not just an isolated action. It triggers a cascade of biomechanical and neurological responses that maintain the integrity of the musculoskeletal system while simultaneously nurturing the nervous system's capacity to manage movement safely. Another dimension of yoga lies in its ability to cultivate body awareness. Seniors often experience subtle declines in sensory perception, muscle coordination, and timing, which can affect confidence and efficiency in movement. Through mindful practice, yoga encourages individuals to notice the alignment of their spine, the engagement of their core, the distribution of weight through their feet, and the subtleties of muscle tension and release. This enhanced interoception, or awareness of internal bodily states, allows seniors to detect imbalance or discomfort early and adjust accordingly. It is a form of preventive insight, teaching the body to move intelligently and the mind to observe without judgment. Over time, this awareness extends beyond the yoga mat into daily life, improving posture, gait, and overall movement quality. Strength is another element often overlooked in senior yoga, yet it is deeply integrated into even gentle sequences. Supporting the body through poses, maintaining upright posture, or transitioning between movements engages multiple muscle groups simultaneously. The muscles of the core, back, legs, and shoulders are subtly strengthened through controlled contractions, while tendons and ligaments are reinforced through sustained tension in a safe range of motion. Unlike high-resistance weight training, yoga strengthens without excessive strain, using the body's own weight and the water, like supportive mindful alignment as resistance. This balance of strength, flexibility, and coordination creates a functional resilience that is critical for aging individuals, allowing them to perform daily tasks with less fatigue and a lower risk of injury. Finally, the psychological and emotional benefits of yoga are intertwined with its physical impact. The meditative quality of slow, deliberate movement combined with breath fosters mindfulness, which enhances cognitive function, reduces stress, and improves mood. Seniors often report a sense of calm, clarity, and emotional stability after practice, reflecting the intricate interplay between physiological responses and mental well-being. These mental benefits are not incidental. They directly support physical health by promoting relaxation, improving sleep, and reducing inflammation associated with chronic stress. Yoga, therefore, becomes a holistic practice, nurturing the mind, body, and spirit in a manner that science increasingly validates and the body unmistakably feels. Through the lens of physiology, neuroscience, and biomechanics, yoga for seniors emerges as a profoundly intelligent approach to movement. It stretches and strengthens tissues, enhances flexibility, stimulates balance and proprioception, supports cardiovascular and respiratory function, and cultivates emotional and cognitive resilience. Its beauty lies in its adaptability. Sequences can be tailored to individual abilities, limitations, and goals, allowing every senior to participate safely and effectively. In this practice, movement is not a mechanical exercise, but an ongoing conversation with the body, a compassionate inquiry into its capacities, limitations, and potential for growth. Each breath, each gentle stretch, and each mindful movement communicates respect for the body's current state while encouraging adaptation, improvement, and vitality. Balance is a concept that is deceptively simple on the surface but profoundly complex in its execution, especially for seniors whose bodies and nervous systems have been shaped by decades of movement, experience, and adaptation. The ability to maintain stability while standing, walking, or performing daily activities is not just a function of muscle strength or joint integrity, it is a sophisticated orchestration of sensory input, neural processing, and motor control. Each tiny adjustment the body makes, often imperceptible to conscious awareness, reflects a deep collaboration between the brain, spinal cord, peripheral nerves, and musculoskeletal system. With aging, subtle declines occur in multiple systems. Proprioception may diminish, The vestibular apparatus in the inner ear may become less sensitive, and muscle reaction time may slow. These changes can make seniors more vulnerable to falls, which in turn can threaten independence, mobility, and overall quality of life. Recognizing the complexity of balance is essential to understanding why dedicated training can have such profound benefits, and why seemingly simple exercises like shifting weight, standing on one foot, or slow Tai Chi movements can profoundly influence health and well-being. The neurological component of balance is both intricate and adaptable. The brain continuously receives input from sensory systems, including vision, proprioception, and the vestibular apparatus, and integrates this information to generate motor commands that maintain stability. Vision informs the body about its orientation in space, providing cues about distance, slope, and obstacles. Proprioceptive sensors in muscles, tendons, and joints provide constant feedback about limb position and movement, allowing subtle adjustments to posture and movement even without conscious thought. The vestibular system in the inner ear detects changes in head position and motion, signaling the brain to coordinate responses that prevent falls. All of these inputs converge in the cerebellum and other brain centers responsible for motor planning, timing, and error correction. With age, these systems may lose sensitivity or speed, but they do not become irreparable. Rather, they retain the capacity for adaptation through consistent and targeted stimulation. Balance training, even through gentle movements, leverages this neuroplasticity, challenging the nervous system to improve its responsiveness and coordination. From a muscular perspective, balance relies on the coordinated activity of multiple groups working in concert. The core muscles of the abdomen and lower back provide a stable central platform, allowing the limbs to move with precision and control. The hip and thigh muscles adjust subtly with every shift in weight, preventing instability. The muscles of the feet and lower legs continuously react to changes in surface, slope, and posture. Even minor perturbations, such as stepping over a small object or shifting from one leg to the other, require rapid adjustments throughout this muscular network. For seniors, where muscle mass and strength may decline with age, balance exercises serve as functional resistance training, strengthening the muscles that are essential not for speed or bulk, but for stability, coordination, and control. This targeted engagement ensures that the body remains capable of responding to unexpected challenges in everyday life. Balance training also provides profound proprioceptive stimulation. Proprioception is the body's innate sense of position and movement, a continuous internal feedback loop that allows the brain to anticipate and adjust posture. Activities that challenge balance, standing on one foot, stepping sideways, shifting weight forward and backward, stimulate these sensory pathways. The brain receives constant feedback, adjusting motor output to refine stability. Over time, proprioceptive acuity improves, enhancing not only balance but also overall coordination, spatial awareness, and confidence in movement. For seniors, this heightened awareness reduces the likelihood of missteps, helping prevent falls before they occur. The repetition of subtle corrective movements reinforces neural pathways, effectively retraining the body to respond more efficiently to environmental challenges. Tai Chi, a practice often associated with graceful, flowing movements, exemplifies the integration of balance, strength, and neuromuscular control. Each slow, deliberate step requires continuous weight transfer, controlled rotation, and sustained engagement of stabilizing muscles. Although it may appear gentle, the practice challenges the body's capacity to maintain equilibrium against constantly shifting forces, activating both fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers and reinforcing the neural circuits that control posture and coordination. Studies have shown that regular practice of Tai Chi reduces fall risk, enhances lower body strength, and improves postural stability. Importantly, it does so in a manner that is accessible, enjoyable, and safe for seniors, demonstrating that the most effective balance training need not be forceful or strenuous, but thoughtful and precise. The interplay between balance and the brain is further enhanced by dual task exercises, which simultaneously engage cognitive and motor functions. For example, practicing stepping patterns while counting, reciting words, or following a rhythm challenges the brain to process multiple streams of information and coordinate appropriate motor responses. This type of training reflects real-world demand, occurs alongside conversation, environmental observation, or other cognitive tasks. For seniors, dual task balance exercises not only reinforce postural stability, but also stimulate cognitive function, enhancing attention, memory, and executive control. It is a reminder that the body and mind are inseparably connected, and that training one can benefit the other. Balance training also influences confidence and perception of risk. Fear of falling can itself lead to reduced mobility, which exacerbates weakness, rigidity, and instability. By engaging in controlled, deliberate balance exercises, seniors learn to trust their bodies, to move with intention, and to respond adaptively to perturbations. This psychological component is critical because it reinforces movement, maintaining independence and quality of life. The body learns that it is capable, and the mind internalizes that capacity, creating a positive feedback loop that encourages continued activity and functional engagement. Environmental and practical adaptations can further enhance the effectiveness of balance training. Simple modifications, such as performing exercises near a stable support like a chair or railing, allow seniors to explore their limits safely. Gradually increasing complexity, closing the eyes, shifting on uneven surfaces, or performing movements while turning the head, progressively challenges the neuromuscular system, maximizing the training effect. The beauty of balance exercises lies in their adaptability and scalability. They can be tailored to individual capacity, ensuring safety while still promoting meaningful improvement. Ultimately, balance is not an isolated skill, but a reflection of the body's integrated function. It requires coordination of the nervous system, muscular strength, sensory perception, and cognitive awareness. Through consistent practice, seniors can maintain and even improve this vital capacity, reducing fall risk, enhancing mobility, and sustaining independence. Each movement, however small, reinforces a network of systems that work in harmony to stabilize posture, coordinate motion, and respond adaptively to the environment. In this way, balance training becomes more than exercise. It becomes a dialogue between the brain, the body, and the world, a deliberate engagement with the forces that shape movement and stability, a practice that nurtures resilience, confidence, and vitality. Strength is a fundamental pillar of health that often becomes overlooked as the body ages, yet it is one of the most significant determinants of independence, resilience, and quality of life for seniors. Muscle tissue is not merely a structure for movement, it is an active organ system that supports metabolism, protects joints, and enables the performance of everyday tasks, from standing up from a chair to carrying groceries, climbing stairs, or maintaining posture during prolonged activity. With aging, a natural decline in muscle mass and strength known as sarcopenia begins to occur. This process is gradual but cumulative, and it can have profound implications for mobility, balance, and overall function. However, research in gerontology consistently demonstrates that maintains remarkable adaptability well into advanced age, and light strength training, even with minimal equipment such as resistance bands, light weights, or body weight, can stimulate muscle repair, growth, and coordination, offering both practical and physiological benefits that are essential for healthy aging. The biology of muscle adaptation is both precise and resilient. When a muscle contracts against resistance, microscopic stress is applied to the fibers. This stress triggers cellular signals that activate protein synthesis, stimulating the repair and growth of muscle tissue. In younger adults, this process occurs rapidly, but in seniors the response may be slower due to hormonal changes, reduced protein intake, or altered satellite cell function. Nevertheless, the capacity for muscle growth persists. Even low-intensity resistance exercises, performed consistently, can induce hypertrophy, improve neuromuscular coordination, and restore strength that may have been lost over years of inactivity. It is remarkable that the body, even decades into life, remains responsive to targeted stimulus, demonstrating an inherent plasticity and resilience of the importance of maintaining engagement with movement. Strength training also supports skeletal health, particularly in the context of aging. As muscles contract, they exert force on the bones they attach to, stimulating osteoblast activity, the cells responsible for generating new bone tissue. This mechanical loading encourages bone remodeling, helping maintain bone density and reducing the risk of fractures that become more prevalent with age-related osteoporosis. Unlike high-impact exercises that might impose excessive stress on fragile bones or joints, Light resistance training provides a controlled and measurable stimulus that strengthens the skeleton gradually and safely. Each repetition, whether it involves raising a weight, pressing against a resistance band, or performing a squat, communicates to the bone that it is required to remain robust and resilient. Over time, this subtle dialogue between muscle and bone contributes to structural integrity, functional strength, and reduced vulnerability to injury. Functional strength is particularly important for seniors because it directly translates to everyday capabilities. Unlike athletes or bodybuilders who may pursue maximal strength for performance, the goal for older adults is to preserve the ability to perform daily tasks independently. Light resistance exercises, tailored to individual capacity, can target muscles critical for these functions. Quadriceps and hamstrings for rising from a chair or climbing stairs, gluteal muscles for posture and gait stability, core muscles for balance and spinal support, and upper body muscles for lifting, carrying and reaching. By focusing on functional patterns rather than isolated aesthetics, seniors can improve their confidence, mobility and efficiency in daily life. Each small gain in strength has a disproportionate impact on independence and safety, reducing reliance on caregivers or assistive devices and fostering a sense of agency over one's body. The nervous system plays a central role in the benefits of strength training, particularly in older adults. Every movement against resistance requires precise coordination between the brain, spinal cord, and muscle fibers. Nerve impulses activate motor units, groups of muscle fibers controlled by a single motor neuron, recruiting them in sequences that generate smooth, controlled motion. As seniors perform strength exercises, these neuromuscular pathways are reinforced, improving muscle recruitment, timing, and efficiency. The result is not only stronger muscles but also enhanced control, stability, and responsiveness. This neurological engagement is crucial for tasks that require sudden adjustments, such as recovering from a misstep or navigating uneven terrain, and it underscores the idea that strength training benefits extend beyond raw power to include coordination, agility, and injury prevention. Another key dimension of light strength training is metabolic health. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it consumes energy even at rest. As muscle mass declines with age, metabolic rate decreases, increasing the risk of weight gain, insulin resistance, and associated conditions such as type 2 diabetes. By preserving and rebuilding muscle through targeted resistance exercises, seniors can maintain a healthier metabolic profile. Each contraction signals the muscles to uptake glucose, improve insulin sensitivity, and support energy expenditure, creating a systemic benefit that touches multiple aspects of health. In this way, strength training functions as both a structural and metabolic intervention, reinforcing the body's capacity to sustain itself in the face of age-related decline. Consistency and progressive adaptation are key to realizing the benefits of light strength training. Movements should be repeated regularly, with gradual increases in intensity, repetitions, or resistance, allowing the body to adapt safely over time. This principle of progressive overload ensures that muscles continue to receive sufficient stimulus to maintain or build strength without risking injury. Importantly, the exercises can be highly individualized, accommodating limitations such as joint sensitivity, chronic pain, or mobility restrictions. Resistance bands, light dumbbells, or even body weight exercises provide scalable options that can be adjusted according to the capabilities and comfort of the individual. This adaptability ensures that the benefits are accessible to a broad spectrum of seniors, empowering them to engage with their own health proactively. The psychological impact of strength training should not be underestimated. Engaging in resistance exercises can foster a sense of accomplishment, control, and self-efficacy. Observing gradual improvements in strength or functional ability reinforces confidence and encourages continued participation, creating a positive feedback loop that supports both physical and mental well-being. The act of exertion, even mild, is empowering. It demonstrates to seniors that their bodies remain responsive, capable, and resilient. This sense of agency is particularly important in the context of aging, where perceived physical decline can sometimes erode confidence and limit engagement in daily life. Social and environmental factors can also enhance the experience of strength training. Group classes, guided sessions, or exercises performed with a partner offer encouragement, accountability, and a sense of community. These social dimensions amplify motivation and adherence, while also contributing to emotional well-being. The combination of physical, neurological, metabolic, and psychological benefits makes light strength training a comprehensive intervention uniquely suited to the needs of aging adults. In essence, light resistance training is more than a method of preserving muscle. It is a holistic approach to sustaining vitality, independence, and resilience in seniors. It engages the body's structural, neurological, and metabolic systems, enhances functional capabilities, reduces the risk of falls and fractures, and supports overall well-being. Each contraction communicates to the body that it is needed, capable, and responsive, reaffirming the profound adaptability inherent in the musculoskeletal system. Through consistent, thoughtful practice, seniors can rebuild strength, maintain mobility, and preserve the ability to live fully and independently, demonstrating that even in later life, the body retains a remarkable capacity for growth, adaptation, and resilience.